before, you guys have talked about wanting to play in big games.
Yeah.
You have one like this. I don't know it's the best game going against a team that's been in the playoffs. Just what's the mentality when you face a team like this?
Yeah, man. It's a great opportunity. We've aligned ourselves to be in a spot to where we can make this game a big game. You know, I'm sure that most people didn't have us in the spot that we're in right now going into the beginning of the season, but you know, we've been playing some pretty good games and putting some games together, and now we have an opportunity to, you know, go in and face a team that everybody feels is going to be in the AFC Championship. So this is a great opportunity for us to go out and showcase what we know about our team, what we know about the work that we've been putting in, and it's just up on us, you know. Got to go out there and execute how we know how to execute.
What is it that you guys want to showcase in front of the whole nation against a good team?
Yeah, that we're a team that can contend in this division. You know, I think that a lot of people write us off based upon the personnel that we have on our team, and it's completely fine. We love that. We love going into these games, you know, being underdogs, as I said last week, and going into these games with people not having as much confidence in us being successful as we do in ourselves. And we know that if we go out there and perform the way we know how to perform and execute, minimize the negative plays and the things that can hurt us, I mean, we feel like we can compete with anybody.
Where have you seen Troy make progress sort of from, you know, the end of training camp or the beginning of the season to now?
Yeah, I mean, he's just growing and maturing, you know. To watch him, you know, take on this rookie year the way that he has been really encouraging, because, I mean, I'm sure if you ask anybody, they could tell you that, you know, there's so much learning that goes into your rookie year. You feel like you have everything understood, but there's just a lot of things that you have to learn in terms of, you know, time management, in terms of, you know, what's the best routine that I can be in to, you know, make sure that my body is in the right spot, make sure I'm getting the right film study in, to make sure I'm getting the weights in, to make sure I'm getting my extra work after practice. Whatever it may be, there's just a lot of stuff that you got to learn. And, you know, to watch him progress from training camp to now, he's slowly starting to understand the things that he needs to do to get himself ready for the games. And ultimately, at the end of the day, that's what you want to see. You want to see a guy who's willing to develop himself, willing to learn, and continuing to try to get better. And that's what I think he's doing right now really well.
Or it seemed like even by your third or fourth year, you were kind of the vet in the room. Where do you feel like you've grown in terms of that mentor role now that where you're at in your career? Yeah,
it took some time, and I feel like I got thrown into a spot that I guess I necessarily didn't expect myself to be in, going into a room with such great vets. You know, I didn't expect that, you know, going into year 3, year 4, that I would already be one of the older guys in the room. But I think there was one of those things that kind of had me, it helped me grow up faster. I had to learn, you know, I had to take the things that I was shown and I was taught from DT and E. I had to take those things and apply them a lot quicker than probably was expecting to have to. And you know, I'm grateful that I had 2 amazing vets. You know, you guys know I talk about them all the time. I had 2 really good vets, guys that showed me how to, you know, take care of my body, showed me how to watch film, showed me how to practice. I think that's one of the biggest things that a lot of people don't understand, man. Having really good practices, you got to have guys that show you how to have good practices. And those dudes showed up week in and week out, and they practiced their butts off, and it allowed us to be able to, you know, become better pros, you know, learning how to take on the things that people may find as minute in a situation, but making them important, because at the end of the day they are important. So I think that I grew up a lot faster than I was expecting to have to, and I think that it's allowed me to be able to mature in my role of, you know, being who I am in that room.
Last 2, Courtland, did it kind of teach you about the league too, that those guys weren't already in year 3, you were already in that kind of role?
Yeah, it definitely showed me a lot. I thought that I was going to be able to have, you know, many more years to learn from both of those guys, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to, you know, have them in the room outside of, you know, really 2 years. So it definitely showed me how the league maneuvers and how precious each day is that you get and each year that you get. Nothing is guaranteed. No matter how well you do in a game, no matter how well you do in a month, a year, whatever it may be, it's never going to be guaranteed to you. You got to go out there week in, week out, year in and year out, and showcase why you deserve to have the position that you have. And not saying that those guys didn't. I mean, because Emmanuel was able to go off and continue to have his career, and Demarius did the same thing as well. And so I think that it just showed that it's just nothing that's guaranteed. You got to go out there and earn it each week, each year, and it definitely put that on my heart and something I try to put on game to the young guys.
When you put the ball on the ground and when your group has 2 in a game, do you do anything differently the next week, or how do you sort of message that to the group and to yourself?
Yeah, I mean, shoot, you gotta you learn from it. It's obviously something that can't happen, something that we know can't happen, something that we obviously don't go out and purposely do. We're not actively trying to go out there and fumble and put our team at a disadvantage. But when it does happen, we got to take accountability for it and figure out what happened in those situations that. In the critical moment, where was the lack of focus that could have happened? I don't think that there's anything that we do in practice that would show that it's not something that we're thinking about. You see guys catch the ball high and tight. Guys coaching each other up on it, 2 hands on the ball, going through the drills and stuff. But you can do that all day. It's the end games that matter, and so it becomes a cautious, conscious. Thing that we have to be aware of. Catch a ball, and it may be annoying, but you hear guys high and tight, and it's it's one of those things that you got to echo. And at the end of the day, we know we can't do that, and it's not supposed to happen. And you just move on from it. You learn from it, move on from it, and that it can't happen again. And that's what we do. Try to make sure it doesn't happen again.